Here's a powerful 1,500-word emotional story inspired by your title and hashtags. She couldn't walk. A single dad mechanic did what billionaire doctors couldn't. Mom collapsed in tears. The hospital hallway smelled like antiseptic and broken hope. 8-year-old Lily Harper hadn't walked in 14 months. Before the accident, she was sunshine in motion, racing down sidewalks, twirling in grocery store aisles, climbing anything that looked climbable. Her laugh had a rhythm to it, like wind chimes caught in a summer breeze. Then one rainy evening, everything changed. A speeding car, a crushed bicycle, screaming brakes, and silence. Doctors at Johns Hopkins Hospital worked for hours. Surgeons with degrees framed in gold. Specialists who charged more per hour than most families earned in a week. They saved her life, but they couldn't save her legs. Severe spinal trauma, they explained gently. She may never walk again. Her mother, Claire, heard the words but didn't understand them. Not at first, because how could someone who ran like the wind suddenly never run again? Weeks turned into months. Rehabilitation programs, experimental therapies, consultations with experts from Mayo Clinic to private neurological institutes in Zurich. Insurance battles, second opinions, third opinions, each one cost money. Hope cost even more. Claire drained Lily's college fund, sold her wedding ring, started a crowdfunding page that strangers donated to with heart emojis and prayers. But Lily's legs remained still. Eventually, the specialists stopped using phrases like early recovery window and started using words like acceptance. A custom wheelchair arrived in a large cardboard box. It felt like surrender. Across town, in a small auto repair shop squeezed between a bakery and a pawn store, lived a man named Marcus Reed. Marcus wasn't a doctor. He didn't have framed degrees or speak in medical terminology. He was a mechanic, grease under his fingernails, calloused hands, a coffee mug that said, "Number 1 Dad." And he was raising his 6-year-old son alone after his wife passed away from cancer 3 years earlier. Marcus knew what hospital hallways smelled like. He knew what it felt like to hear, "There's nothing more we can do." One Saturday afternoon, Claire's aging Honda sputtered into Marcus's garage. Transmission trouble. Claire looked exhausted in a way that sleep couldn't fix. Lily sat in the back seat, quiet, her wheelchair folded beside her. Marcus noticed everything. He noticed how Claire lifted Lily with practiced care. How Lily avoided looking at other kids walking past the shop. How her fingers tapped rhythmically on her knees, as if reminding them what they used to do. Marcus had once dreamed of being an engineer. Before life redirected him toward survival and single fatherhood. Before tuition money turned into hospital bills. While repairing the Honda, he kept glancing toward the waiting area where Lily sat drawing. She wasn't drawing flowers or princesses. She was drawing legs. Legs running. When Claire came to pay, her card declined. She swallowed hard. I can transfer from savings. It might take a day. Marcus looked at Lily. "Don't worry about it," he said. Claire blinked. "What? It's covered." She tried to protest, but Marcus waved it off. Single parent discount. That should have been the end of it. But it wasn't. That night, Marcus couldn't sleep. He kept thinking about the way Lily tapped her legs. Mechanics see movement differently. They understand torque, leverage, force distribution. They fix things that refuse to move. Marcus sat at his kitchen table long after his son had gone to bed. He sketched. Not engines, not carburetors, but braces. A concept he'd once read about. Mechanical exoskeletons used in industrial settings. Heavy, expensive machines built by billion-dollar companies. What if it didn't need to be expensive? What if it needed to be personal? For weeks, after closing the shop, Marcus stayed late. Metal scraps became joint frames. Old motorcycle cables became tension systems. Small electric motors salvaged from mobility scooters were rewired. He ordered affordable microcontrollers online. Watched endless engineering tutorials. Failed. Rebuilt. Failed again. His savings shrank. His hands blistered. But slowly, something took shape. A lightweight mechanical brace system designed specifically to support Lily's height and weight. Not sleek, not polished, but hopeful. Marcus called Claire one evening. "This is going to sound strange," he began, "but I've been building something." There was a long silence on the other end. Claire had heard promises before. Experimental trials, miracle, therapies. Still, desperation makes space for possibility. She agreed to come by. When Lily saw the device, her eyes widened. "It looks like robot legs," she whispered. "They kind of are," Marcus said, kneeling beside her. "But they only work if you're braver than they are." Claire's heart pounded as Marcus carefully strapped the braces along Lily's legs and waist. Adjustable joints aligned with her hips and knees. Motors positioned to assist lift. Okay, Marcus said softly. We're going to try something. I'll hold you the whole time. He activated the system. There was a soft whirring sound. Lily gripped the parallel bars Marcus had installed in the shop. Push down with your arms, he coached. Let the braces do the lifting. For a moment, nothing happened. Then, a shift, a tremble, a rising. Claire covered her mouth. Lily's body lifted. Her knees locked into supported extension. She was standing, for the first time in over a year. Tears blurred Claire's vision as Lily gasped, "Mom, I'm tall again." Marcus adjusted the balance settings. Let's try a step. It wasn't graceful, it wasn't smooth, but it was forward. One mechanical assisted step, then another. Claire collapsed into a chair, sobbing, the kind of sob that comes from a place too deep for words. Doctors with million-dollar equipment had said, impossible. A mechanic with scrap metal had said, let's try. Word spread. A physical therapist volunteered to help refine the training process. A local high school robotics club offered to improve the wiring system. A community fundraiser paid for lighter materials. Within months, Lily no longer needed full motor assistance. The braces became training supports rather than substitutes. Her muscles, dormant but not gone, began responding. Specialists were stunned. They called it unexpected neurological adaptation. Marcus called it not giving up. A year later, Lily walked across her elementary school stage to receive a Courage Award. No wheelchair, no full braces, just subtle support under her clothes. Claire watched from the audience, remembering the cardboard box that once felt like surrender. After the ceremony, a reporter asked Marcus how he accomplished what elite doctors couldn't. He shook his head. They saved her life, he said. I just believed it could be bigger than survival. The story reached engineers at major tech companies. Grants were offered, partnerships proposed. Marcus refused to patent the design for profit. Instead, he made the basic blueprint open source, allowing small workshops and community mechanics to replicate affordable versions for children insurance wouldn't cover. He named the project after his late wife. Because she had once told him, during her hardest chemo night. Kindness is just love with work boots on. Lily still goes to physical therapy. Some days are harder than others. But every morning, she walks to the bus stop holding her mother's hand. Not because she has to, but because she can. And every time Claire hears the soft rhythm of Lily's footsteps on pavement, she remembers the sound of whirring motors in a small repair shop, and the moment hope stood up. Sometimes miracles don't wear white coats. Sometimes they wear grease-stained gloves. #KindnessStories #TrueInspiration #EmotionalStory 1500 WAD